save seats if possible. If you could
can you
leave
hear us?
bags off seats and everything, that would be brilliant.
Can you hear
so that
us?
people can sit down.
There you are.
And also, could you try and keep the aisles free? Please do not sit in the aisles. If you want to come down to the front, you can sit on the floor at the front. But please don't sit in the aisles because it blocks the escape routes. Nobody wants that. And a quick reminder to keep your phones on silent. Thank you.
नाही जी तुम्ही रोज वाचता कारण तुमच्या समोर येईपर्यंत कधी तिला डिवचलं जातं घाबरवलं जातं असामाजिक तत्वांच्या प्रभावाखाली कधी दाबलं जातं अहो वाचायला मजा आली पाहिजे ना मग मसाल्याचा छिडका त्यावर मनोरंजनाचा तडका मग काय मुद्द्याचं ते कापलं जातं आणि आपल्या फायद्याचं ते छापलं जातं
आता वेळ आहे स्वतंत्र विचारांची आता वेळ आहे दिव्य मराठीची दिव्य मराठी महाराष्ट्राचे एकमेव स्वतंत्र वृत्तपत्र
नमस्ते A very warm welcome to all present. We welcome you all to the 10th Zee Jaipur Literature Festival Baitak venue. We're delighted to introduce the session for today, Across the Rivers, Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb. We have Mr. Saeed Naqvi in conversation with Pawan K. Verma. The session is presented by Bhaskar Basha series. There will be a Q&A at the end of the session, so please hold your questions for the same. And we request you once more to have your cell phones on silent mode. Thank you.
Shuruat ibtida. Bismillah.
Let me say it's a great pleasure. Can you hear me at the back? Jara mic ka kuch kara dijiye. Hello, ma'am.
Let's try this one.
Let me say it's a great pleasure to talk to Saeed Naqvi. Saeed Bhai has been a friend for many years and a person who carries an integrity in terms of his voice. He also reflects a certain anguish, a concern, and I think that when he speaks, I don't believe there is any sense of malice or acrimony in his voice. He is reflecting a concern as a citizen of India, as a Muslim, as a commentator, as a writer, as a journalist, who has watched the evolution of our republic for many decades now, from a position, I may add, of vantage. He has been a beneficiary of the system in many ways. But today he's written a book called Being the Other. And I want to ask him, what does it mean by being the other? In India, everybody is an other. The Dalits think they are the other. The poor among the Brahmins think we are the other. Muslims think they are the others. The backward classes think we've been excluded, we are the other. So when you speak of being the other, what gave you the feeling that you are an exclusive other?
मुझे मालूम था तुम फंसाओगे मुझे. Pawan, I have had an innings in journalism. May every journalist who ever enters the portals of a media establishment have that innings. How many journalists do you know who have traveled to 110 countries? Not many in the world. This system enabled, and I extracted it from the system. I did it. The system enabled me. That enabling cannot be discounted. There was this sense of security. The othering, being the other, is not necessarily about myself. Being the other in this context is like लौट जाती है उधर को भी नजर क्या कीजिए अब भी दिलकश है तेरा हुस्न मगर क्या कीजिए और भी दुख हैं जमाने में सईद नकवी के कामयाबी के अलावा ये है मसला देखिए और दूसरे इस गुफ्तगू को if we are to bring it back to an even keel because the title says between the two rivers Ganga and Jamuna let us sketch that frame and then your question will also be more telling. What everyone knows this is elementary that great rivers चाहे वो नाइल हो चाहे यूफ्रेटिस हो चाहे यांगसे हो great rivers have created great civilizations. The civilization that the Ganga created वो दिन है याद तुझको उतरा तेरे किनारे जब कारवां हमारा ये जो the civilizational sketch that Iqbal is talking about is the civilization of Hindustan in which the interaction between the coming of a very vigorous, virile Muslim element in the areas, the one I'm talking about in Awadh, made it into a very exquisite. It was an inlay work on a much larger civilizational canvas. That is the maqsad of that book. It is not a competition कि तुमने मुझे let down कर दिया ये नहीं है. It was a larger civilizational canvas on which this filigree was done, which led to what we call at the shorthand, Ganga Jamuni is a shorthand for composite culture. Basically, Pawan, what it is that somehow it has been profaned, this word, Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb, composite culture, secularism, 1, 2, 3, easy. It isn't that. You have to gaze a little bit at it. Yani, when Jamuna comes in, for instance, I'll give you an example. Jamuna में कल नहाकर बांधे जो बाल उसने आए हमारे दिल में क्या क्या ख्याल देखो यानी अब ये जो शायर लखनऊ का है मुसफ़ी ये शेर कह रहा है लखनऊ में तो गुमती है गुमती की बात वो नहीं कर रहा गंगा बहुत बड़ी वहां तो नहाने वाला बह जाएगा वो बात जमुना की इसलिए कर रहा है कि वहां राधा वहां गोपियों का पूरा खेल हुआ है वो उसके कल्चरल फ्रेमवर्क में वो है लखनऊ का उर्दू शायर 19th सेंचुरी में जब ये शेर कहता है तो वो जमुना को इसलिए इवोक करता है क्योंकि जमुना से कृष्ण की लीला है गोपी है
सईद भाई शेर और शायरी में तो आपसे ज़्यादा कोई माहिर है नहीं और हर सवाल जो मैं पूछूंगा उसका जवाब अगर आप शेर में दे देंगे तो फिर ये डायलॉग आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा
यानी आप ये कह रहे हैं कि साहब शेर ना पढ़िए क्योंकि मुझे नहीं आता
नहीं आपके जैसा शेर नहीं आता है पर सईद भाई हमेशा जब कोई सोचता है अरे भाई जब कोई हमेशा सोचता है कि उस्ताद मैं ही हूँ और बाकी सब शागिर्द तो कई कई जगह तो सही भी होता है जैसे आपकी जो किरदार है और कुछ सवाल मैं संजीदगी से पूछना चाहता हूँ
जी
इजाज़त दें तो जवाब दीजिएगा नहीं तो फिर एक शेर पढ़ दीजिएगा
ठीक
और सवाल ये है कि इन योर बुक यू राइट that there was from the very beginning after 1947 the systematic othering of the other of the Muslims This is an express phrase in your book. And I want to ask you that there is, whether I believe in it or not, a considerable body of opinion in this country that today we may not have reached the ideal of that Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb that we all aspire for, but that the efforts have been made. And many people believe, on the contrary, that in spite of the many efforts made, that have gone too far on some occasions for vote bank politic reasons, the fact of the matter is that one body of opinion feels that in spite of doing so much for the Muslims in terms of state directive and in the right direction, there is a sense of victimization that you hold, a sense of a persecution complex, which in spite of being a great beneficiary of the system, you have put down in this book. How do you answer that charge?
No, because you have taken an aggressive demeanor, but you said very ordinary things.
आप शेर में जवाब दे दीजिए, छोड़िए.
You know, Pawan, the fact of the matter is that the burden of this song is that 1857, if you really want to anchor yourself to the book, then we will have to go by the book. The book begins, until 1857, the army units that came from Meerut were Hindu. They asked the king in Delhi, Bahadur Shah Zafar, to lead them. They needed a symbolic head. He led them. This was the first unified war of independence in which Hindus and Muslims fought unitedly. This was the first war of independence, and even though subsequent Indian leaders tried to resile from this position, but if you read Benjamin Disraeli in the House of Commons in the July of 1857, he says it, you have gone and created the first war of Indian independence. Our policy had been divide et regina, divide and rule, and look what you've gone and done. You've united the Muslims and the Hindus. He's talking against the local administration, the British administration here. So that is when the policy, the British policy, began. This divide and rule was reintroduced with great vigor. He called it, Disraeli called it the first national war of independence. Now, after that, you have 100 other incidents. Let us fast forward to partition. I come from a family where my uncle, my father's elder brother, was the first Congress MLA from Raebareli. First Congress MLA from Raebareli. In those days, you never became an MLA unless you knew Nehru. Now, we in our family could not say Jawaharlal. My grandfather would shout at us, Panditji, Pandit Nehru. Panditji was revered. That was our asta towards Jawaharlal Nehru. Not anyone else, Panditji. Until 1964, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the undisputed leader of Indian Muslims. Now, even though he had done the following things, what had he done? He had told us there would be no partition. Gandhiji had said, over my dead body, and the Congress Working Committee signed on the June 3 document of Mountbattens. Two people resented. One was Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. He cried copiously. He said, you've thrown us to the wolves. Maulana Azad smoked one box of cigarettes and said nothing. He should have resigned. Everything would have been exposed, really. But Then partition he did. You see, after...
A second, I have to interrupt you here.
I'm giving
You
the
can't say he
answer.
did the partition. No, we'll take subject-wise because otherwise it will be a monologue.
No, because it leads up to your question.
No.
I'll fast forward. I'll fast forward. The second thing that Nehru did was that, you see, there was in this triangular situation, the Brahmin had taken to Western education and had created a middle class. The Muslims were anchored to their Urdu culture and so on and so forth. No education except Urdu. So in my family, there were about half a dozen PhDs in Urdu. No jobs, until B.T. Randive said, look, there's a revolutionary condition lying in Pakistan. So some of these people, because they were ideologically opposed to partition, they went because jobs. BTR is saying that go there and create revolution. That is what led to the Rawalpindi case of Banne Bhai and Faiz Ahmad Faiz. All these people were caught in that. वो अलग बात हो गई. Now I come to you, where disappointment begins. The minute Jawaharlal Nehru dies, his hand-picked Lal Bahadur Shastri becomes the Prime Minister of India. He goes to war with Pakistan. A brilliant war he fights. During the war, he reaches out and he gets in touch with Guru Golwalkar of the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh. And he says, Guruji, we need RSS volunteers for civil defense duty, particularly in the Muslim areas. Just imagine all these people who have placed all their eggs in not only the Congress but the Nehru basket. What would they look at? Sudden shock. That is where the disenchantment begins, and that is what I have recorded there.
Just to go back on facts. पहले तो आपने जवाहरलाल नेहरू की तारीफ की और he was a remarkable human being. But on page 68 of your book, you say, we derived our pride from Mir, Anis and Ghalib. Mahatma was not conversant with their persona. QED Mahatma Ji Gandhi was less secular than Nehru. Now, what kind of reasoning is this?
No, I'll tell you what.
I mean, just because... let me finish.
This is a non sequitur.
I'll
tell you why.
Let me finish my questions, then you proceed. I just made this as an observation. That to cast an aspersion on Gandhiji's commitment to Hindu-Muslim unity and secularism by making him complicit in an act of betrayal which led to partition is, I think, a quantum leap in logic. In your entire book, which I greatly admire, and I told Saeed Bhai today that I'll be a devil's advocate because I can speak and write volumes also on Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb. I want to ask him, you are laying the blame of partition on the Congress and on Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi and Sardar Patel. Where is the unequivocal, emphatic condemnation in your book of Jinnah and the Muslim League that had, by the time of 1947, created a situation where it was very difficult to be able to come back from the decision of partition. There is not a word. What you are concerned with is that those who should have been the guardians, irrespective of whatever circumstances that may have developed on the ground as a result of the extremism of the Muslim League and the divide and rule policy of the British, that they betrayed, rather than the fact that they did their best for it not to happen but ultimately compromised with it because there was no other option. Now there are two theories to it, and why the one-sided emphasis on that?
Pawan, you are going by the conventional wisdom. And the conventional wisdom is exactly what you recited just now. The fact of the matter is that in 1947, until the last minute, you should read no more Sir Wise book, on partition of India. That is worth reading. And just 30 pages, unless you think that Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, who was the president of the Congress from 1939 to 1945, was a damn liar. You read the 30 pages that he put away in the archives so that they wouldn't hurt his friend and comrade Jawaharlal Nehru. He gives you word by word, a minute by minute account as to what actually happened and who is responsible. As far as Jawaharlal Nehru is concerned, as I've told you, we revered him, but I think his desire to become Prime Minister got a little better of him. Then he lost sight of the overall perspective. He thought, you know, like Gorbachev thought that perestroika and glasnost, he will be able to manage. He lost control. Panditji lost control. It is conceivable. In fact, I've written it, that sometimes he comes across like the virtuous young man who played piano in a brothel without knowing what went on upstairs. Sometimes he doesn't seem to know. 48,000 people, Muslims, are killed in Hyderabad. He is the Prime Minister. The report is buried until BBC comes out about 4 years ago. That buried report. I mean, and I don't want to go into the nastier details. The fact of the matter is that subsequently, gradually, one by one, it comes out that the Congress party, except Jawaharlal Nehru, everybody, Madan Mohan Malviya, they were all members of the Hindu Mahasabha. We know, everyone knows that. And these were people who was Pandit. How was Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya's vision of India any different from Guru Govalkar's? Go read the documents. Read this Gita Press book that has come out.
Just question is this, and I ask you to answer it, because your whole argument is based on the assumption that the level of accommodation and the degree of betrayal, the onus lay entirely among the Congress and among its Hindu leadership. Here is Gandhi ji being.
There was no Muslim leadership.
अभी आपने मौलाना साहब को मेंशन किया, अब उसके लिए कारण हो सकते हैं, बट मैं आपसे सवाल ये पूछना चाहता हूं that to say that Gandhi ji, who was killed by a right-wing Hindu fanatic for being much too soft on the question of Pakistan and on Muslims, to now taint him with historical hindsight, 70 years or 65 years after the event, and put the blame squarely for partition on the Congress party, which I'm not defending as today's Congress party, as it was historically, without actually going into the root causes why perhaps, I say this, perhaps a situation had been reached in spite of the best instincts and in spite of the attempts to mute voices that could be extremely Hindu in their tone. In spite of that, you are not for a moment mentioning what was the movement being built up on the ground by leaders like Jinnah. You blame Nehru ji for these ambitions of being Prime Minister. Jinnah wanted to be Prime Minister straight away in another country. So the situation is, why I'm saying is this, listen, I am not basically disagreeable with your thesis. However, the point I'm making is that when you are writing a balanced evaluation of what you call, and I go back to the expression, systematic othering of Muslims.
What you're trying to do is you're going to go back into the data which led from 1942 to 1947, which is not the topic which can actually, we can never do justice, except it will lead to acrimonious, you will say one thing and I'll say the other. Basically what I have said, and tell me where I've been wrong, you wanted two-nation theory, we are against two-nation theory, fair enough.
Who voiced
But
it?
We are against two-nation theory. But you go and accept the theocratic state of Pakistan. What kind of logic is that? We are against two-nation theory. But I sign on the dotted line, theocratic state of Pakistan given. Once you had signed on that dotted line, there was no way. It was complete sophistry. You simply, in fact, a much more honest thing, as I discussed with my friend Vinod Mehta, would have been that, look, 800 years of Muslim rule, 200 years of British rule, we've given you a nation there, Saeed, now make up your mind. Do you want to go there or here? I said, Vinod, my brother Shanne just went to Pakistan and he came back, they asked him, did he like it? He said, nice place but too full of Muslims. So वहाँ तो जाने की बनेगी नहीं दोस्त. So यही कुछ ऐसा करते हैं कि देखो, you have seamlessly glided from British Raj to Hindu Raj. Let us call it something else. इसको हिंदुस्तान कह लेते हैं यार. और जो जैसे हम दोनों ने मिलके ब्रिटिश राज को सर्व किया था, दोनों मिलके इस राज को सर्व करेंगे. तुम चाह रहे हो कि स्टीयरिंग व्हील तुम्हारे हाथ में हो, चलो वो होगी, लेकिन फिर उसके साथ हम तुमसे ईमानदारी से बात कर सकते कि भाई 15% पुलिस में डाल देंगे अपन और 18% डाल देंगे आर्मी में और बाकी सिविल सर्विस वगैरह में देख लेंगे. आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया में जो तुम डंडी मारते हो कि तुम वो कुतुब मीनार को अंधेरे में रखो, वो हम नहीं होने देंगे फिर. तो ये एक ईमानदारी की बात हो जाती. आपने क्या किया कि साहब थियोक्रेटिक स्टेट ऑफ पाकिस्तान मान लिया और उसके बाद यहाँ आपने मम्बो जम्बो कर दिया बाय दिस होल सेकुलर. अगर सेकुलर होता तो आज दो लड़कों को पकड़ के गऊ का गोबर उसमें मूत मिला के आप खिला देते दो लड़कों को. ये आपका सेकुलर इंडिया बना रहे हो आप. आपने अखलाक को मार दिया, गौ हत्या, ये सेकुलर इंडिया. 70 साल में ये हुआ है. अगर हम ईमानदारी से मान लेते कि ये हिंदू राज है, नाम दूसरा रखते, नाम हिंदुस्तान रखते. हम ये कह रहे हैं, हम ये नहीं मम्बो जम्बो से हटो. The minute you accepted Muslim Pakistan, there's no alternative but it to become a Hindu India. And that would have been a much more honest bargain than this mumbo jumbo going around ki nahi secular hai because you wanted to. Secularism is brought in because otherwise Kashmir has to, Jawaharlal Nehru's obsession, it has to be contained on the secular argument. ये है. तो ईमानदारी की बात ये थी कि हम लोगों ने अगर तब ये नहीं होता फिर ये सब ये वेस्टेड एफर्ट है.
नहीं तो उसमें क्या हो रहा है सईद भाई कि चित भी तेरी और पट भी तेरी. उसमें ये हो रहा है कि पार्टीशन हुआ, अब पाकिस्तान किस तरह का स्टेट बनेगा इस पर भी हम लोग को कंट्रोल रखना चाहिए था. गए तो थे प्रिटेंशंस ऑफ बीइंग अ डेमोक्रेसी. They became a theocratic state because that was the foundations of the movements that led to Pakistan, led by the Muslim League. Let me finish, sir. अब उसके बाद वो कैसा स्टेट बना इस पे भी पंडित जी and Gandhi ji should have had a control. After that, when their attempt was to say that yes, those who wish to go to Pakistan may have gone, but those who wish to stay here will be to the extent possible and as part of our commitment to the core values of a composite and plural culture be assimilated and become part of the national mainstream. Even that is wrong. You should say you should have declared yourself to be a Hindu Raj. So, I mean, now point is, where is all this angst coming from? Yes, I condemn. I condemn the violations of every civilizational value we hold dear when something like that happens, like what happened to Muhammad Akhlaq. Yes, I condemn wholeheartedly some recent trends of creating deliberately a divide between communities. But to conflate a few voices which are today threatening to create that same Hindu Raj which you say should have been introduced in 1947. To conflate those voices with a complete negation of an attempt made, however inadequately, to create a society where there is equality for all citizens, even though every time that equality, that sense of acceptance and tolerance is violated, we condemn it. It pains us, it grieves us, as much as it does you, as much as it does me. The point is, I'm trying to say that with one brush, from 1947 onwards, to tarnish or taint or dismiss or demolish all such attempts as being part of a systematic plan of othering, I think it's an excess.
I have a feeling that you've got the outlines of another book, Pawan, because it'll be a very good book, because what you have said just now has the outlines of a book, but it is not germane to the discussion that we are having just now. I'll tell you why. In the end, what turns out, and again, which is there in the book, that every now and again, whether it is Ram Rajya announcement by Rajiv Gandhi in Ayodhya, I am going to have Ram Raj, whether it is the Shilanyas done by him on disputed land, announcing that no, it is undisputed land, lies, whether it is the bringing down of the structure called Babri Masjid, I will go that far on that one. It is in every step, step by step by step. And the largest statue in the world is being built of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Nehru's colleague, Gandhiji's disciple, not by the Congress party, but by Narendra Damodar Modi ji. He is building the tallest statue. Tweedledum, Congress and the BJP, Tweedledum and Tweedledee. This is the painful conclusion I have arrived at. And in fact, had they been honest from the very beginning, this filth that we see today. Just now before, there was a discussion going on rasas. You know, I've written an article about 10 years ago. You know, I said, Hindus, what keeps Indian civilization together? I said, the 3S matrix. Sari, Sangeet and Sanskriti. लोग कहते हैं अरे उसके ऊपर लंबी बहस है, वो इस वक्त जाऊंगा तो डूब जाएगी। मैं आपने भाई हमारे घर में जो हमारी अम्मा सोहर सुनती थी, सोहर इज अ सॉन्ग sung at childbirth. क्या सोहर था? अल्लाह मियाँ हमरे भैया का दियो नंदलाल. Oh my Allah, give my brother a son like Lord Krishna. You know, the entire ethos in which we lived was nothing else but this. Jamuna, Ganga, Braj, Jitni. You know something, Pawan? Another great challenge, and you take it up. More poetry on Krishna and Ramchandra ji has been written by Muslims in Urdu than is available in Hindi. ये शर्त है मेरी. Challenge है मेरा.
While I fully agree with you, my first book.
इसको आपने partition में destroy कर दिया. Destroy करने के बाद ईमानदारी की बात करते यार कि देखो भैया
एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ.
चाहिए थी, हमें हुकूमत चाहिए थी यार, हम लोग भी थक गए थे.
एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ. बैठ जाइए, समय आएगा. एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ. नहीं, sit down sir please. Yes, नहीं, sit down. मैं आपसे ये कह रहा हूँ कि जिस गंगा जमुनी तहजीब का आपने अवध में खाका खींचा है, that is so comforting, if I can use the right word, क्योंकि हम लोग ने भी अपने अपने घरों में देखा है. और खैर अवध में तो especially in your home and others, that is a lifestyle that truly reflected the gradual evolutionary synthesis of two cultures, which incidentally did not reach that level of synthesis as a result of initial respect. Don't forget, and I'm not going into history, the Muslim invaders came to India as proselytizers and conquerors. And even so, and rightly so, and probably in far greater measure, we must respect the fact that we are a multicultural, composite, plural culture where we respect all faiths and must do so forever because that holds our country together. But while you are rightly nostalgic about so much that happened in Awadh, do you have a commentary to make among those, for those elements within the Muslim community in India who are holding back an entire community because of their extremism from joining the national mainstream?
अब सुनिए, सुनिए, किस्सा ये है भाईजान कि महात्मा गांधी से लेके अभी तक हमने तो आपने तो शेर शायरी तो आपने मना कर दी शुरू ही में।
नहीं, मना नहीं की, पर सवाल के जवाब में
नहीं, सवाल के जवाब में वो उदाहरण है, क्योंकि यहाँ का आर्किटेक्चर यहाँ का उदाहरण है। यहाँ की म्यूजिक मौसीकी में सदा रंग अदा रंग का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है वो उदाहरण है। यहाँ पे गालिब जब बनारस जाके कहते हैं कि ये काबा हिंदुस्तान है, ये उदाहरण है। ये इनको आपने नहीं माना। गांधी जी ने कहा साहेब कि I will give my life for खिलाफत, because that is Muhammad Ali's religion. Muhammad Ali will then protect the cow from the Musliman's life, which is my religion. ये कोट, इसमें कोई डिसेंबलिंग नहीं, ये कोट है गांधी जी के। गांधी जी एंड द एंटायर नेशनल मूवमेंट आप लोगों को मौलाना और मुल्ले, अरे भाई सारी मुसीबत हमारी मुल्लों से है,
तो उसको कबूल कीजिए।
पॉलिटिशियन ने सिवाय उसके पैट्रनाइज नहीं किया किसी दूसरे को, किसी दूसरे को पैट्रनाइज ही नहीं किया। आज तक ये चल रहा है। अच्छा, उसकी वजह क्या है? उसकी वजह ये है कि we live in a system of uninstitutionalized apartheid where one side actually does not know what is going on the other side. Therefore, the leadership finds the mullah as the contractor, easiest person to contact. ये सबको जानता होगा, ये वोट हमारे डलवा देगा. You see this perpetuation of the mullah as the representative of Sayyid Naqvi, which he has rejected, which Ghalib rejected, which Mir rejected, which Faiz rejected, which any poet, any thinker, any musician rejected. आप जाइए मैहर में अलाउद्दीन खान साहब का घर है, 5 वक्त की नमाज पढ़ते थे, हर दीवार के ऊपर सरस्वती की तस्वीर है। ये वो हिंदुस्तान है जो कि हमारा था, ये वो मुसलमान है जो हमें, आप लोगों ने बढ़ा दिया उसको मुल्ला को, और आप हमसे कहते हैं कि फिर उसको डिसेंबल करने लगते हैं हमारे साथ।
नहीं, ये आप लोगों ने नहीं, आप भी उसमें शामिल हैं। गालिब का एक अच्छा शेर है, हम मुवाहिद हैं, हमारा केश है तरके रसूम, मिल्लतें जब मिट गईं अज़ाए ईमा हो गईं। ये तो गालिब ने कहा था। आज एक क्रिकेटर तस्वीर में आता है with his wife and is trolled by obscurantist elements from that community which, like ours and yours, when they were together, they formed this great culture. More recently, we had the case of a young actress who acted in a hit film called Dangal. She's trolled. How many voices like yours, Saeed Bhai, over your distinguished career of 40 years, have stood up and tried to fight this kind of closed, obscurantist nurseries, हिंदू की तरफ तो है, मान लिया, हिंदू राइट इज पावरफुल and organized and condemnable. But I want to ask what is happening on the other side of the fence as well. And how much have you stood up to change that before you start blaming everything on Gandhi and Nehru?
तुम बहुत समझदार आदमी हो पवन, और तुम ये जानते हो कि इस किस्म के मसलों में एक चीज होती है मसलहत. मसलहत, देयर इज अ रीजन कि अगर हम, क्या हुआ, आपको एग्जाम्पल देता हूं. बाबरी मस्जिद का इशू खड़ा हुआ. जनाब शहाबुद्दीन साहब को अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी ने पिक किया था. आप ही के मंत्रालय में जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी थे. वो पिक किया गया था कि एक लिबरल वॉइस मुझे चाहिए ताकि मुसलमानों के अंदर एक लिबरल वॉइस हो. वो खड़े हुए, उन्होंने देखा कि मेरी सपोर्ट कोई कर ही नहीं रहा. जब उन्होंने अपनी कंस्टिट्यूएंसी बनाना शुरू की, उनका बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन है बाबरी मस्जिद के गिरने में, क्योंकि एक ऑपोजिट, ही बिकेम द काउंटर पॉइंट टू द अदर नैरेटिव. यू सी, इन ए सिचुएशन एज डिविसिव एज दिस, इट इज योर जॉब, it is your job. The minute I raise my voice, I lose from both sides. Yes. I lose credit with everybody. ये आप ये ना समझिए कि मैं नाम ना लूंगा कि जो लोग बड़े खड़े होके इस किस्म की तकरीरें कर देते हैं, उनका कहीं कम्युनिटी में कोई दो कौड़ी की वो है.
सही भाई, आप इतने,
भाईजान मैं आपको बताता हूं, ईमानदारी की बात वो है, ये है कि अगर मैं इस बात में इंटरवीन करूंगा तो कम्युनिटी मेरे साथ जाएगी. उसको प्रिजर्व करने के लिए आपको बहुत ले सांस भी आहिस्ता, कि नाजुक है बहुत काम, आफाक की इस कार गए शीशागरी का. ये आप जो बात कह रहे हैं कि साहब वो लड़की को ट्रोल कर रही, लिहाजा सईद नकवी साहब उस पर उछल पड़े.
उछले नबी, देखिए इस बात को, वो सब कुछ हम ही कर लेंगे, कोई हमारे और आप में फर्क भी नहीं है. सवाल सिर्फ ये है कि जिस तरह की आपने अभी एक पिक्चर, एंड वन ऑफ द बेस्ट एंड मोस्ट मूविंग पैसेजेस ऑफ दिस बुक व्हिच आई स्ट्रांगली रिकमेंड आर हिज डिस्क्रिप्शंस ऑफ हाउ दिस composite culture actually developed in Awadh and many other parts of India. And the walls of artificial separation that were built or got built were done for a variety of reasons. But if you are now pursuing a project by which you wish to identify them, then you will also have to be, in all fairness, able to identify the fact that perhaps in the process of bringing everyone into the national mainstream, there have been certain reservations from either side, and which need to be fought. And voices like yours cannot say, I can't speak, I will not speak.
No. Pawan, you see...
But I will describe Awadh as it used to be and live in nostalgia.
No, I will never speak. मैंने एक दफ़ा एक प्रोग्राम में NDTV में बुला लिया, देखा तो उधर से 2-3 मुसलमान और खड़े हो गए. मैंने कहा साहब मुझे प्रोफेशनल मुस्लिम ना समझिएगा, मैं वो बिल्कुल नहीं हूं, और आइंदा मुझे न बुलाइएगा. इट वाज नीति राजदान का शायद प्रोग्राम था, निधि राजदान का, फिर उसने बुलाया नहीं उसके बाद मुझे. मैंने कहा कभी मत बुला. देखिए है क्या मामला, ये है कि वेयर इज द लिबरल मुस्लिम लीडरशिप. मेरा हमेशा जवाब ये है दैट द क्वेस्ट फॉर अ लिबरल मुस्लिम लीडरशिप इज अ कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन इन टर्म्स. It does not happen. Just where is the liberal Brahman leadership? Where is the liberal? ये हमें एक कॉमन एजेंडे के ऊपर, जब मैं खड़ा होऊंगा तो पवन वर्मा मेरे पीछे खड़े होंगे, जब पवन वर्मा खड़े होंगे तो मैं उनके पीछे खड़ा होऊंगा. इस तरीके से हम वीव करके चलें, बजाय इसके कि आप खड़े होकर कहें कि सईद नकवी तुम वो मुसलमान लड़की हुई, तुम क्यों नहीं बोले, तो फिर मैं मुसलमान की तरह से बोलने लगूं. आप
एक बात करेंगे. No, I must clarify one thing. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा था कि आप प्रोफेशनल मुस्लिम बन जाए, बट यू कांट हैव द बेस्ट ऑफ ऑल वर्ल्ड्स. मुसलमानों के इश्यूज पर आप बोलना नहीं चाहते क्योंकि आप प्रोफेशनल मुस्लिम हो जाएंगे, और मुसलमानों की जो एंगस्ट है वो इस पर आप किताब लिख देंगे?
नहीं,
तो दोनों तो नहीं हो सकता। Either you take a stand, you take a leadership position, you fight for the values you believe in. You say, even though I'm branded, I'll continue to fight with them. I'll fight against the Hindu right, I'll fight against the Muslim right. But you cannot take a stand where I will write about the angst and tell the world that we are the other. Completely negate any attempts to the contrary that may be verifiably or empirically proven. And then say, but I will not speak because I don't want to be a professional Muslim in the eyes of the Muslims. ये लॉजिक तो गलत है।
मैं तो नहीं हूं, मैं प्रोफेशनल मुसलमान। आप अपना सर तोड़ दीजिए, मैं मुसलमान तो प्रोफेशनल नहीं बनूंगा भाई। अच्छा, और मैं उस किस्म का मुसलमान हूं भी नहीं। इस किताब के बारे में जो आप कह रहे हैं, ये एक नैरेटिव है हिस्ट्री का। हिस्ट्री को मैंने इंटरप्रेट किया है। एक किताब है, इसको देख लीजिए, लेकिन पूरी कंपोजिट पढ़िए। इसमें वो बातें कही हैं जो आज तक कही नहीं गई हैं। मसले मैंने यही कह दिया जो आपने सुना अभी कि भाई हम लोग 1947 में ईमानदारी के साथ डिक्लेयर कर देना चाहिए था, या किसी सटलिटी के साथ, कि जब वो अगर मुसलमान राज 800 साल ऑफ मुस्लिम रूल, 200 years of British rule, now we've given you a state there, this will have to be automatically willy-nilly a Hindu Raj. आप अगर उस तरह से प्रोसीड करते तो फिर हमें ये ना कहना पड़ता कि साहब पटेल का स्टैचू मोदी क्यों बना रहे हैं, या ये कि शास्त्री जी गोलवालकर को क्यों बुला रहे हैं। ये जो बीच में कंफ्यूजन पैदा हुआ, ये ना होता। और सीधी हम तुमसे, अरे भाई इंग्लैंड की क्रिकेट टीम में 4 मुसलमान खेल रहे हैं, हम ये नोट करते हैं। तुमने नोट किया कि नहीं नोट किया? ये अदरिंग में एक ये बात मैंने नोट की कि साहब इंग्लैंड की क्रिकेट टीम में 4 मुसलमान खेल रहे हैं, मैंने नोट किया साहब। और लंदन का जो मेयर है वो भी मुसलमान है। तो अगर आपके हाथ में बागडोर यहाँ की मुल्क की होती, तो अगर इतनी ही स्पेस हमको यहाँ मिल जाती, हम खुश थे यार।
नहीं तो आपको
हमको
अगर आप ये सिंबॉलिज्म्स पे जा रहे हैं, तो स्पोर्ट्स में पटौड़ी रहे हैं, अजहरुद्दीन रहे हैं, कैफी रहे हैं, साइंस में अब्दुल कलाम आज़ाद साहब रहे हैं, फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में तो पूछना ही क्या। आप देख लीजिए हु इज रूलिंग द रूस्ट। और म्यूजिक वर्ल्ड में मैं सच कहता हूँ, आई एम अ कनॉसर ऑफ म्यूजिक, see, because I cannot inject the element of some systematic plan of othering as a matter of assumption. But this is a phrase in your book. In the world of music, Begum Akhtar, Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, Ustad Vilayat Khan, Ustad Bismillah Khan, जितने हमारे कव्वाल्स अच्छे हैं जो सब लोग सुनना चाहते हैं। अच्छा, I will end it here because I'll open it to questions, but I have to respond to one thing. Your argument that in 1947, if that was to be a Pakistan state, we should have become the mirror image of Pakistan, I think is certainly...
We created it. We helped in
I think
creation
it
of
is a
that country.
completely flawed argument. And while our attempts not to be like Pakistan may still be lacking, still be inadequate, still need further effort, it is one thing to say that कि हमको और करने की जरूरत है, हमको विजिलेंट रहने की जरूरत है, हम हर फिरका परस्ती के खिलाफ लड़ेंगे। पर यह कह देना कि क्योंकि हम अभी तक पूरी तरह कामयाब नहीं हैं या कुछ नए खतरे अब हमारे सामने आ रहे हैं, हमें 1947 ही में कह देना चाहिए था कि जैसा पाकिस्तान है वैसे ही हम बनेंगे। दिस इज नो लॉजिक।
11
इसके जवाब के बाद आई विल टेक क्वेश्चंस।
11,000 बच्चे जेल में बंद हैं, उनमें से मेरे ख्याल में कोई 6 साल, कोई 7 साल, कोई 14 साल के बाद छोड़े जाते हैं और किसी के ऊपर कोई चार्ज नहीं। ये क्या है? ये क्या है?
सर गलत है, पर अभी दलित्स भी फ्लॉग हुए हैं। इस देश में बहुत सी कलेक्शन ऑफ वेरी सीरियस शॉर्टकमिंग्स हैं, बट डोंट थ्रो द बेबी आउट विद द बाथ वाटर।
तो मैं कहाँ कर रहा हूँ भाई?
Okay, questions now because we have 10 minutes.
दूसरी बात कर रहा हूँ। मैं कह रहा हूँ तुमने झूठ बोल के शुरू इब्तिदा की, सच बोल के इब्तिदा करते, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी।
ये गलत है, कोई झूठ नहीं बोला। I don't believe so, but we can differ on this matter. Now, how many questions can we take? 3. Please just ask the question. Start from here. I'll give place to each section. Yes.
Just wanted to know, maybe from Pavanji, that is there anything good which he found in the book?
देखिए, one thing I want to tell you. Saeed Bhai and I enjoy a relationship of great respect, and I have read his book and was there at the launch of the book in Delhi, and as was Sir Mark Tully. You can enjoy a book even if you differ with it in some respects. So therefore, to say that I did not enjoy the book, I would recommend all of you to read the book, and all of you to read the book with some degree of application of mind, so that you can decide what you agree with, what you disagree with, what you wish to challenge. That is the way you enjoy a book. And I recommend the book to all of you. Next, from this side.
My question to Mr. Naqvi, do you think that if India had decided, during the partition, if there was a decision taken for a Hindustan, that life for the Muslims in India would have been better in the last 70 years? And to Mr. Verma, this business of speaking about whatever is wrong in your community, does it also not apply to the Hindu who should also condemn whatever is wrong in our community?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. आप जवाब दे दें पहले वाले
क्वेश्चन। देखिए, उससे imagine that the arguments are proceeding in the way that they end in a break in 1947, because you see, you have to imagine the drama then. Then, yes, if it was put to the Muslims, ki look bhai, you are here, they are there. You remember one thing, this is a complete fallacy that somehow a large-scale migration took place. Punjab was divided. Muslim Punjabis from Amritsar went over to Lahore. Hindus from there came over this side. The only transfer of population that took place, I'm not talking about Bengal. That's another story. The only transfer of population took place was in Punjab. यहाँ पे आप कहते भैया देखो कि अब तो ये मुल्क बन रहा है, तुम्हारा क्या करें सईद? हम कहते यार ये तुमने बुरा किया, क्योंकि उनको क्यों जाने दे रहे हो यार, रुको भी। लोग कह रहे थे ये उसका कैबिनेट मिशन प्लान था, उसमें क्या बुराई थी? नो, आई डोंट वांट टू गो इनटू ऑल दैट। लेकिन अगर बात टूट जाती, आप कहते भाई देखो ये अब हम लोग चलाएंगे, हमारे हाथ में भी तो बागडोर आना चाहिए ना कभी। हाँ ठीक है भैया, पवन तुम चलाओ, डील कर लो। वो ये है कि वही जो मैंने कहा कि 18% पुलिस में रख लो, आर्मी में रख लो प्रोपोर्शनेटली, और सिविल सर्विस में कुछ दे देना। और ये जो रात के वक्त तुम कुतुब मीनार को बुझा देते हो, वो यार हम ना करने देंगे। हम आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे में 2-3 लोग अपने रख लेंगे, ताकि उसमें भी उस अरे भाई ये कौन है बेवकूफ आदमी।
To answer your question,
ये है, it would have been a much more honest deal, much more. I'll tell you something. The reason why Jawaharlal Nehru insisted on the secularism business, because he had pleaded with Mountbatten to stay on as the first Governor General of India. That is when the fiddle on Kashmir took place, and Kashmir को रखने के लिए एक पूरा एक secular argument को perpetuate किया गया.
It's a breathtaking simplification of history. However, to answer your question, of course you should condemn it. And I think a great segment of Hindu India hangs its heads in shame and speaks out. and should speak out even more against such acts of desecration against the spirit of our nation. Without a doubt. Last question. We'll take it right from the back somewhere. Anybody wants to ask? No, I'll take. Question. We'll take a question quickly. Right at the back, anyone? Yes. Okay. That's a generic question. We'll need a session on it.
The confusion is what took place today.
Yeah, because since no one is asking from the back, we'll make it the last question. तो माइक दीजिए ना.
हाँ
भाई देखिए, हाँ चलिए वो पीछे से पूछ लेते हैं फिर आप.
70 साल बाद हम ये कह रहे हैं कि 1947 में ये हो जाता, कहीं 50 साल बाद ये ना कहें कि 2017 में ये हो जाता. क्या आप सॉल्यूशन देंगे? मुसलमान जो एक तरह से नाराज हैं, उनकी जो समस्याएं हल करने के लिए क्या आपकी किताब में कोई सॉल्यूशन दिए गए हैं कि 50 साल बाद हम ये न देखें कि 2017 में ये हो जाता?
हैं किताब में सॉल्यूशंस हैं, उसके बारे में वक्त नहीं है, वरना मैं वो भी उस पे भी डाल. सॉल्यूशन बिल्कुल है जी. नहीं उधर.
I heard yesterday Mark Tully about Babri Masjid. I have been reading you, Mr. Saeed Naqvi, and also Pawan Verma Saab. Don't you think from Karachi to Kashmir down to UP, the whole Muslim politics is also defined by the Shia-Sunni rift? Because the arguments given by Mr. Saeed Naqvi seems to be deepening this rift actually. And I'm afraid, I'm from Rajasthan, and I never thought about Hindu, Muslims and all that one, but you have given an outline how things are moving to the worst. And Mr. Saeed Naqvi, it's not very helpful what you are saying for Hindu-Muslim unity and culture.
That's a comment. Not a question. Okay, now tell us when we can do the last question.
Last question. This young man, why don't you stand up and ask? Yeah?
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I'm a student and I'm also a political aspirant. And I had just one question about the paradox you talked about signing the dotted line about the creation of Pakistan and the paradox of being against the two-nation theory. And I was wondering if you are being a little too harsh on regimes of any sort of government and squarely placing the blame on them without, sort of trying to understand the position that they were in, if they were being pushed into a corner. So, would you consider a different narrative?
Basically, he's saying that are you not being too harsh on the regime of the moment then about their complicit conspiratorial commitment to a two-nation theory? That's his question. You can say that we can agree to disagree. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
We would like to thank Mr. Saeed